This video is about the alpha loved the human, but she could never live forever. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. The alpha loved the human, but she could never live forever. The moon hung high in the sky, a silver sentinel watching over the old forest, its light filtering through the ancient trees. This was the territory of the Silver Moon Pack, known far and wide for their strength and loyalty. At the heart of it all stood the alpha, Elias, a striking figure with raven hair and piercing blue eyes that held an eternal storm within them. He was the embodiment of strength, a fierce guardian of his pack, yet tonight his heart ached with a longing he couldn't ignore. Elias strode through the woods, his wolf instincts heightened by the intoxicating scent of wildflowers. It was there, amidst the soft rustle of leaves, that he first saw her, Alara, the human girl who had stumbled into their territory. With her fiery auburn hair and emerald eyes, she was a vision of ethereal beauty. Despite their worlds being so starkly different, her presence ignited something primal within him. Elias, she called softly, her voice carrying through the stillness like a gentle breeze. Why do you hide from me? I don't hide, he replied, stepping into the moonlight. The moment their eyes met, a jolt of connection surged through him. I merely watch. Watch, she teased, a playful smile dancing on her lips. Isn't that what a wolf does, stalk its prey? He chuckled, though the sound was laced with tension. You hardly prey, Alara, you a mystery I can unravel. She tilted her head, curiosity sparkling in her gaze. What do you mean? I am just a girl from the village. Just a girl? He stepped closer, drawn by a magnetic pull. You so much more. UV brought light to a pack shrouded in shadows. With a fluttering heart, she took a step toward him, her breath catching. You make it sound so easy, but I am human, Elias. I don't belong here. Yet here you are, he murmured, the weight of unspoken desires hanging in the air. You belong wherever your heart leads you. As their fingers brushed, an electric current surged between them, igniting the air with undeniable chemistry. Alara's heart raced. She felt a sense of belonging she had never known. But doubts crept in, gnawing at the edges of her mind. Elias, what if your pack finds out? Her voice trembled, fear mingling with exhilaration. What would they think? They'll think nothing of it, he replied, his voice steady yet full of conviction. They would see the bond we share. But he knew better. The pack's tradition was steeped in blood and loyalty. An alpha mate was never meant to be human, such unions were forbidden. Yet from the moment they met, he felt a bond he couldn't ignore, one that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. Days turned into weeks, and their secret meetings became the lifeline they both clung to. Underneath the moonless sky, they shared dreams and fears, laughter and hopes. Every moment was imbued with a bittersweet awareness of their forbidden love. One night, as they lay side by side on a grassy knoll, Alara looked up at the stars, her heart heavy with unspoken words. Elias, what if I could never be enough? What if you wake up one day and realize I am just mortal? He turned to her, his expression earnest, stretching a hand to cup her cheek. You are more than enough. You my mate, even if the world doesn't understand it. But this world, she whispered, it has its rules, its traditions. Can we ever truly be together? Elias hesitated, a deep frown wrinkling his brow. I will fight for you, Alara. I will challenge the very laws of fate if I have to, but you must understand, there are sacrifices to be made. Our love could bring chaos. Chaos, she echoed, fear creeping into her voice. What kind of chaos? Wolves are territorial, and our bond defies the pack's laws. If they learn of us, they might see you as a threat. His words hung heavy in the still night air. Alara shivered, the reality of their situation sinking in. I don't want to be the cause of conflict. I'd rather walk away than bring harm to you or your pack. Elias clenched his fists, frustration bubbling within him. You don't understand. I can just let you go. You the fire that ignites my soul. The flames of their passion were fanned by the wind, yet a storm loomed on the horizon. They leaned closer, lips almost brushing, when a furious howl echoed through the night, shattering their moment. Elias sprang to his feet, instincts kicking in. Stay here, he commanded, his voice low and urgent. I need to investigate. I am not afraid, Alara insisted, following him. I am with you. He turned to her, eyes fierce. You must stay hidden, I can protect you if you re-exposed. As he took off into the trees, Alara felt her heart race, the thrill of danger mingling with fear. She watched him disappear into the shadows, torn between wanting to follow and the deep-seated need to keep him safe. But fate had plans of its own that night. The howls drew closer, as she heard voices angry and threatening. They were pack members, led by Kieran, the second in command, who had never trusted her presence. She made her way behind a large oak, heart pounding. "What are we going to do about the human?" Kieran's voice cut through the air. "We can teal out or detained our lineage." "I will handle it," Elias replied, his tone steady but strained. "She means no harm." "Not yet," Kieran shot back. "But she will, the moment they discover your weakness. They'll use it against us. You can TB Alpha and show such vulnerability." Elias growled low, his patience fraying. "You don't understand. She is my mate." Silence enveloped the woods before Kieran scoffed. "A mate? A human? You've lost your mind, Elias. You'll bring ruin upon us all." Alara's heart sank, betrayal slicing through her veins. She might be losing the only thing she had ever truly wanted. As they continued to argue, she slipped away, tears blurring her vision. The truth was out, their love was deemed a curse. She didn't want to be the source of Elias' struggles, but the thought of leaving him shattered her. Later that night, she found a secluded spot at the edge of the territory, the moon casting a silver glow over her. She couldn't break his heart, couldn't let him choose between her and his pack. As she knelt in the grass, the pain of impending loss washed over her, and she whispered to the stars, "I wish I could stay in this moment forever." But every wish carried a price, and her heart ached knowing their love was painted with the colors of impossibility. As the night deepened, she fought the tears. She could never be the answer to his struggles, she could never live forever. With the dawn's light, she would make her choice. A choice born from love, but wrapped in the bittersweet shroud of sacrifice. Little did they know, destiny was about to cast its shadow over them, for the moon was not merely a celestial body, it was a harbinger of secrets yet to unfold, the fated threads of their lives intricately woven together in a tapestry of love and loss, of hope and despair. And soon, they would face the ultimate test of their bond. # Part 2. The Alpha loved the human, but she could never live forever. The sun stretched across the horizon, casting golden rays over the silver moon pack's territory. Alara felt as though she was standing in a dream, the morning light illuminating her heartache. She had made her choice to protect Elias. She would leave. With shaking hands, she gathered the few belongings she had brought to the woods. Each item felt like a tether to a love she could no longer afford. Glancing back at the forest, she allowed herself one final moment, picturing Elias's face, the fierce determination in his azure eyes, the way they softened when he spoke to her. "Goodbye, my heart," she whispered, choking on the words. "I'll carry you with me." As she made her way to the edge of the woods, the sounds of the pack began to stir. The air buzzed with morning energy, and with each step, the reality of leaving tightened around her chest. Back in the heart of the pack, Elias awoke to a heavy silence. Something was amiss. The moment he breathed in the cool morning air, dread coiled in his gut. Alara. He had sensed the shift in their bond during the night, the connection weakening as though she were drifting away from him. "Eyes." Kieran's voice sliced through the fog of sleep. He stormed into Elias's den, his expression a mix of anger and concern. "You need to speak to the pack. They're restless, and rumors are spreading like wildfire." "Rumors?" Elias's voice was strained, his mind racing. "About Alara?" Kieran nodded, a grimace twisting his features. "They know you've been meeting with her. They see her presence as a threat, a distraction that could weaken your claim as Alpha." Elias clenched his jaw. "I will not let them dictate my heart." Fierce loyalty to his pack warred with the need to protect her, and he felt the weight of both choices pressing down on him. Your heart could lead to chaos. Elias, you must assert your authority, show them that a mate should be strong, not a liability. Kieran's voice was harsh, but there was a flicker of concern in his eyes. Elias turned away, staring into the trees where he last saw Alara. "I want to cast her aside," he growled. "She is my mate, and I will fight for her." Kieran stepped forward, his voice lowering. "And if you lose everything, you have a pack to lead. Your duty is to them. You know what is at stake." The conflict raged within Elias, but the conversation was cut short by a low growl echoing from the pack's meeting ground. The sound sent a shiver up his spine. "I must go," he said, bolting toward the source of the disturbance. As he reached the clearing, tension crackled in the air. Pack members were gathered, their expressions a mix of disdain and fear. Kieran stood beside him, the silence heavy with unspoken words. "Listen," Elias commanded, his voice booming. "We are gathered here as family, united in our strength, yet whispers of betrayal linger among us." A voice broke through the murmurings. It was Lena, a fierce wolf known for her loyalty but also for her fierce convictions. "What of the human, Elias? You've placed our pack at risk with your foolishness." "I have placed nothing at risk." Elias countered, his wolf instincts rising to the fore. The Lara is a distraction, Kieran interjected, stepping into the fray. She doesn't belong here. This isn't just about you, but it's about the future of our lineage. Elias clenched his fists. Then you would have me sacrifice my heart for tradition, for fear? She has shown me a world beyond our own. Enough. Lena shouted, her voice fierce. We will not let a mortal endanger our way of life. If you truly care for your pack, you will sever this bond before it brings ruin. The words pierced through Elias, each syllable a dagger to his heart. He felt the eyes of the pack bearing down on him, awaiting his verdict. I will not choose between my mate and my pack, he growled, defiance burning like a wildfire as he faced them. But I cannot ignore your fears. Alara stood at the edge of the woods, heart racing as she listened in silence. She had returned, unable to leave the world that pulsed with life and danger. The thought of Elias's pain tore through her as she stepped forward, determined to confront the truth. But Kieran's voice boomed again. Elias, you are being naive. Should we not be protecting our lineage? The very essence of our existence is at stake. Her body trembled as she approached the gathering. Please, she called out, her voice shaking. I don't wish to be a burden. I never wanted to come here and disrupt your lives. Elias turned, his gaze locking onto hers, a mixture of relief and despair washing over him. Off. Stay back. Kieran bellowed, eyes blazing. You do not belong here. But I love him. Alara shouted, her fear morphing into fierce determination. I've never felt this way before. It has more than mere attraction. It is a bond that goes deeper than anything I can explain. A ripple of memories swept through the pack, uncertainty flickering in their eyes. Elias stepped closer, a protective aura enveloping him as he reached for her hand. They need to understand. They see you as a danger, Alara, Kieran warned. Your presence could break us. I am not here to break you, she pleaded, tears glimmering in her eyes. I am here because of love, because I believe in what we share no matter how impossible it seems. Impossible? Lena echoed, disbelief etched on her face. What do you know of the struggles of this pack, of the history we carry? Alara took a deep breath, her heart pounding. I know that love can overcome boundaries. I don't wish to disrupt your lives, but I can stand idly by while you force him to choose. Elias's heart swelled at her courage. You see, this is the strength we need, a bond that transcends tradition. We can create a new path, one where love and loyalty coexist. Kieran shook his head, disbelief painting his features. You cannot be serious, Elias. This is madness. She will never survive in our world. You are risking everything for a fleeting feeling. Fleeting? Alara's voice trembled, but she held her ground. This is not fleeting. This is my heart reaching for something that feels like destiny. The tension thickened, the pack divided. Some wolves were expressions of doubt, while others began to soften, recognizing the sincerity in her voice. Elias, Kieran urged, desperation seeping into his tone. If you take this path, you will lose your position as alpha. You will lose everything. Then I will lose it with honor, Elias declared, his voice firm. I will not be bound by fear or tradition. I will forge a new path, one that honors love above all. Alara felt hope surge, yet a chill danced down her spine. They could not see the storm brewing, the consequences that would ripple through their lives. As the pack roared with mixed emotions, Alara took a step back, feeling the weight of their judgment. But what if... Do not say it. Elias interrupted, stepping forward to shield her. We will face this together, no matter the outcome. Kieran's eyes narrowed, anger boiling over. You are a fool, Elias. If you choose her, you choose to forsake your pack, you will be nothing. The words hung heavy in the air, and doubt crept into Lara's heart. She could not bear the thought of Elias losing everything. I must protect you, she whispered, her voice breaking. Perhaps it is better for me to go. Elias's face contorted in anguish. You cannot leave me, Alara. I've fought too long to find you. The air crackled with tension, and the pack watched in silence, the gravity of the moment weighing heavily on them. Fate is cruel, Alara murmured, tears spilling down her cheeks. But the love we share, perhaps it is a curse in disguise. Love? Elias shouted, reaching for her as she stepped back, the connection fraying. You are not accursed. You are my mate, and I will claim you in this life or the next. But the winds of destiny howled, and Alara felt an invisible thread pulling her away. She closed her eyes, willing away the feeling of impending loss. As the pack watched in shock, Alara turned, her heart breaking as she walked back toward the edge of the woods. I cannot be the reason for your downfall, Elias. Love should not be a weapon. Wait. Elias called, desperation coating his voice. We can find a way. I refuse to let this be the end. But she had already stepped into the shadows, the pain of separation echoing in her heart. The moon above watched, a silent witness to a love that defied the world. # Part 3. The alpha loved the human, but she could never live forever. The forest felt different without Alara by his side. The vibrant colors dimmed, shadows lengthened, and a heavy silence hung in the air, suffocating Elias. As he stood at the edge of the pack's territory, he felt her absence like a gaping wound. The echo of her laughter still danced at the back of his mind, but without her presence, the sand turned hollow, a haunting reminder of what he had lost. Elias, Kieran approached, his voice devoid of its usual bravado. I know you think you are strong enough to fight this, but the pack will not stand idly by while you pursue this madness. Elias' jaw tightened. You call it madness, but what we share is real. You don't understand the bond we have. But Kieran scoffed. You've blinded yourself to the truth. She is immortal, and this isn't just about you anymore. Your decisions affect all of us. His eyes, usually fierce, softened with concern. You cannot let her put you in danger. The words ignited a firestorm of frustration within Elias. Danger? He spat. What danger is there in love? She is not a threat, she is my mate. Then prove it, Kieran challenged, stepping closer. Show the pack you can put us first. Show them you're still their alpha. Elias felt torn, his heart at war with the responsibilities of leadership. But as he looked deeper within himself, he realized something vital. A true alpha protected not just the pack, but also the heart that beat for him. And his heart beat only for Alara. Meanwhile, Alara wandered through the quaint village, her mind a whirlwind of thoughts. The sunlit streets felt painfully bright, a stark contrast to the storm churning within her. She felt unmoored, as though the very ground beneath her was shifting, leaving her adrift. Hey, Laura. A voice broke her reverie. It was Leela, her childhood friend, who rushed up to her, concern etched across her features. You've been gone so long. Everyone is worried about you. What happened? Alara forced a smile, though it felt brittle on her lips. I just needed some space. You don't look well. Leela studied her closely. Are you sure you're okay? I am fine. Alara's words came out sharper than intended. I just need some time alone. All right, but if you need to talk. Leela hesitated, sensing Alara's turmoil. You know where to find me. As Leela walked away, Alara felt tears starting to spill. She wasn't fine. She missed Elias with a depth that was suffocating. Every moment without him felt like a piece of her soul was being snatched away, leaving an emptiness that echoed with despair. Why did I leave? She whispered to herself, clutching her chest as if she could hold together the pieces of her heart. Back in the forest, Elias felt the weight of the pack's expectation pressing down on him like a heavy cloak. He gathered the wolves at dusk, the sun dipping below the horizon, casting long shadows that mirrored the dark thoughts in his mind. Pack, he began, his voice steady but laced with urgency. I know there is fear surrounding my bond with Alara. I am here to address that. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, skepticism hanging thick in the air. Lena stepped forward, her expression a mix of defiance and worry. You may think this is a bond of love, but it is a bond that endangers us all. We cannot afford to be weak. Is love weakness? Elias countered, his gaze piercing. Is it weak to fight for what we believe in? Alara is not just a human. She is my mate. She brings light to our darkness. Kieran scoffed. And what of the consequences? Will you stand before the council and plead for a human to be accepted into our ranks? You'll be ridiculed. Elias clenched his fists, feeling the frustration rise. I do not care for the ridicule. I care for my heart, and it belongs to Alara. A low growl reverberated through the crowd, and Elias turned to see a wolf lurking on the outskirts, an old adversary of the Silver Moon Pack, Ash. His eyes glinted with malice. Your heart? Ash sneered. Your heart will bring ruin. A human will never belong in our world. She will weaken you, Alpha. The pack stirred uneasily, embers of doubt igniting in their minds. Elias could feel their loyalty wavering, and his heart sank at the thought of losing them over a love that felt fated. Even if Alara is human, she has proven her strength and courage, Elias declared, voice unwavering. Our future can be forged in unity, not division. But the pack, as murmurs grew louder, and Kieran stepped forward again. What if we staged a challenge? If you truly believe this bond can withstand the test, let us put it to the test, a trial by combat, Alpha against Alpha. This belief washed over Elias. You would pit me against one of my own? Only if you be willing to risk yourself for her, Kieran insisted, eyes steely. If you win, the pack will accept your bond. If you lose, He let the words hang in the air, heavy with consequence. Elias felt an overwhelming mix of anger and despair. You would sacrifice me for your own doubts, or save you from a mistake, Kieran replied evenly. It is your choice, Elias. Prove it to us. Alara stayed in her village, but the forest called to her like a siren's song. Every evening she found herself wandering to its edge, longing to feel the connection she had with Elias. Each time she approached, yearning twisted in her chest, a painful reminder of what she had abandoned. One night, as the moon hung high, casting a luminous glow over the trees, she felt the pull of destiny. Elias, she whispered into the night air, her heart aching for him. I wish I could be there with you. Suddenly, a flash of movement caught her eye. It was a wolf, Elias's wolf. She gasped, recognition sparking hope within her. Elias, she called out, stepping into the woods. The wolf paused, looking at her with familiar, piercing blue eyes that seemed to shimmer in the moonlight. Alara's breath hitched as she knelt, longing to connect with the spirit of the man she loved. Please show me a sign. Tell me you're okay. The wolf walked closer, nudging her hand with its nose, and Alara's heart soared. Elias, she cried, warmth flooding through her. You here? In that instant, the air shifted. Elias, in his human form, materialized beside her, breathless and wild with emotion. Alara, he exclaimed, pulling her into his arms, the world around them fading away. I thought I lost you, she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks as she clung to him, their connection reigniting like a firestorm. I felt you, he murmured, brushing the tears away with his thumb. But I can't let you go. I want tea. But the packer, she breathed, heart racing. They're angry. They want to challenge you. Elias pulled back slightly, searching her eyes. I know, but I will fight for us. I will challenge them, Alara. I need you to believe in our bond. But what if you lose? She asked, fear threading through her voice. I can't bear to see you hurt because of me. But then I lose with honor, he replied, his gaze fierce. But I refuse to live in a world without you. Our love is not a curse, it is our destiny. As they stood together beneath the silver moon, the weight of their love enveloped them, a magical force that felt unbreakable. They were bound not just by fate, but by the choices they would make together, a bond forged in the fires of passion and resolute trust. Then let us face it together, Alara declared, her voice steady with newfound resolve. No matter the outcome, I choose you, Elias. He smiled, the warmth of his love washing over her like a tide. And I choose you, Alara, no matter what the future holds. I will always fight for our love. As they held each other, the winds of destiny howled around them, promising challenges ahead. But in that moment, underneath the luminous gaze of the moon, they found strength in their connection, two hearts beating as one, ready to face whatever trials awaited them. In the heart of the forest, wrapped in each other's arms, they knew that this was only the beginning of their story, a tale of love that defied the odds, filled with passion, pain, and the power of an unbreakable bond. Part 4. The Alpha loved the human, but she could never live forever. The night sky shimmered above them, a canvas of stars twinkling like distant dreams. Alara felt the warmth radiating from Elias, the heat of his body seeping into hers, anchoring her amidst the swelling chaos around them. You really mean it? She whispered, searching his eyes for the truth. You will challenge them? Elias nodded, determination etched into his features. I've never been more certain of anything in my life. I will face Guren, face the council. I will fight for our love, even if it means risking everything. Her heart swelled with pride, yet a shiver of anxiety snaked through her. But if you lose it? The thought hung heavy in the air, a specter of fear threatening to smother the hope that had begun to bloom between them. I want to lose, he insisted, his voice low and fierce. Not when everything that matters lies in the balance. He took her hands, squeezing them gently, his blue eyes burning with intensity. You are my mate, Alara. We were destined for this. I want to let them take you away. As the words hummed between them, Alara felt a flicker of something deep within her, a connection that was both exhilarating and terrifying. What about Kieran? He is not going to step down easily. The thought of facing Kieran, the second in command who had always been a thorn in their side, made her stomach churn with dread. Elias' expression darkened. Kieran is blinded by tradition. He can see what is right in front of him, but I'll make him understand. Elias, the voice called from the shadows, pulling them back to the present. The moonlight glinted off Kieran's eyes, which smoldered with indignation. You think you can just waltz back into the pack with her and everything will be fine? Elias stepped forward, shoulders squared, a palpable tension crackling in the air. This isn't just about you, Kieran. This is about love, about breaking free from archaic traditions that no longer serve us. She is a human. Kieran spat, his voice laced with contempt. You think love can change that? You think they'll accept her? You'll bring shame upon this pack? Alara felt the sting of his words, her heart sinking as she stepped back, but Elias remained firm. Love doesn't need validation from your narrow-minded views. Alara is stronger than you'll ever know, and she belongs with me. Kieran scoffed, raising an eyebrow. You'll see how foolish you are when the council hears of this. They'll never accept a human as part of our lineage. Before Elias could retort, a low growl came from the trees, sending a shiver down Alara's spine. Ash, the old adversary, slinked forward, a wicked grin splitting his face. You a fool, Elias. You think your love story will rewrite the laws that bind us? You are about to lose everything. Enough. Elias roared, his wolf instinct surging to the surface. This is my choice, my love. None of you will dictate my fate. Alara watched as the pack members filled the clearing, their expressions a mixture of fear and intrigue. She could feel the weight of their gazes, their doubts pressing against her like a suffocating fog. Elias, she whispered, panic rising in her chest. What if they really turn against you? I'll face them all. I want to let their fear tear us apart, he replied, his voice unwavering. But I need you to trust me. This fight is ours. As the night deepened, Alara felt the shadows closing in, thick with the weight of uncertainty. What if I should leave? Maybe it is best for you and your pack if I go. Elias's eyes hardened at her words, a fire igniting within him. You think I'd let you walk away? You are not a burden. You are my heart. I refuse to lose you. Not to fear, not to tradition. She stepped closer to him, feeling the warmth radiate from his body, yet a wave of doubt crashed over her. But what if I am the cause of your downfall, Elias? I can't bear that. Elias's expression softened, a mixture of determination and desperation intertwining. Then let it be my downfall. I'd rather face the wrath of the pack than live in a world where you are not by my side. The resolve in his voice struck a chord deep within her, awakening something powerful. Then we'll face it together, she declared, her voice trembling slightly but filled with a newfound strength. No matter the outcome, I choose you. He smiled, a fierce, radiant light breaking through the shadows of doubt. And I choose you, Alara. We will write our own story together. As they stood united, the moon above them glimmered brighter, casting a silvery glow upon their entwined fingers, a promise of the battles to come. Days passed as Alara and Elias prepared for the inevitable confrontation with the pack, their bonds strengthening amidst the uncertainty. They spent nights under the stars, sharing dreams and fears, laughter mingling with tears. Yet the tension hung thick in the air, the challenge looming over them like a storm cloud waiting to break. Finally, the fateful day arrived. The pack gathered in a clearing, a ring of solemn faces watching as Elias and Kieran stood opposite each other, the air alive with anticipation. Alara stood at the edge, her heart racing as she grasped the reality of what was about to unfold. Kieran stepped forward, brimming with confidence. You stand before us, Elias, prepared to challenge an Alpha-S authority for a human. You've lost your mind. Elias clenched his fists, the fire of his resolve igniting. What I seek is not just love, but a future where we can coexist, where our hearts can dictate our paths. Enough with the speeches, Kieran growled, shifting into his wolf form, muscles rippling beneath dark fur. Let us end this. Elias met his gaze, determination blazing in his eyes as he transformed, his body shifting into a powerful wolf, majestic and fierce. A low growl emanated from his throat, and the tension in the clearing thickened. Show them what you're made of. Alara shouted, her heart pounding in her chest as the duel commenced. The two wolves circled each other, the air charged with feral energy. With a sudden burst, Kieran lunged, teeth bared. Elias dodged, their bodies colliding with a force that sent shockwaves through the clearing. The pack watched in silence, uncertainty flickering in their eyes. Elias retaliated, fangs sinking into Kieran's shoulder, but Kieran twisted, throwing him off and clawing at his flank. They grappled fiercely, each movement a testament to their strength and resolve. With each clash, Alara felt her heart race, a torrent of emotions swelling within her. Fight, Elias, you can do this, she cried, her voice breaking through the tension, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. But in a cruel twist of fate, Kieran gained the upper hand, pinning Elias momentarily as he growled, You think you can defy fate? She'll never belong here, Elias. Elias struggled beneath him, a fierce light igniting in his azure eyes. She is my mate. Our love is stronger than your hate. With a surge of adrenaline, Elias bucked Kieran off, leaping back to his feet. Fight continued, a wild dance between power and fury. Each growl echoed through the clearing, the pack members watching with bated breath, torn between loyalty and the possibility of change. Finally, with one decisive move, Elias seized the moment. He lunged forward, catching Kieran off guard and sending him sprawling into the grass. The pack gasped, uncertainty rippling through them as Elias stood over him, breath heaving. "I will not let fear dictate my heart," Elias declared, his voice strong even in his wolf form. "I refuse to lose Alara or this pack to outdated traditions." Kieran's eyes blazed with fury, but he remained pinned beneath Elias's weight, the reality of defeat dawning upon him. "You'll regret this, Elias. You choosing chaos over order." "No," Elias replied firmly, shifting back into human form, his eyes never leaving Kieran. "I am choosing love and loyalty. I am choosing Alara." With those words, a ripple of understanding coursed through the pack. They saw the truth in Elias's fierce gaze, the strength that came from love, a truth they had long ignored. Alara stepped forward, heart racing as she approached the center of the clearing. "Please, listen to me," she said, voice steady despite the tremor within. "I am not here to disrupt your lives, but to fight for the love that binds us. Love knows no boundaries, that's what makes us stronger." The pack exchanged glances, uncertainty giving way to contemplation. They felt the weight of her words, the sincerity that echoed in her voice. Kieran struggled to his feet, his expression a mixture of fury and disbelief. "You think they'll accept your lies?" The tension thickened again, but Elias stepped forward,